Hi, in this lecture, we will read about the rocket propulsion. The rocket has to clear the Earth's atmosphere to travel in space or go into an orbit. So, the minimum height for a satellite to go into the Earth's orbit is approximately 200 kilometers. That's the minimum one. And at certain initial speed, as the satellite tries to go off at a tangent to the Earth's gravity pulls it back. So what we consider here, the main principle behind the rocket propulsion lies into the Newton's third law of motion. That is the only means available for any object to put into the orbit is rocket propulsion. So that is Newton's third law, which is basically for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when we say a rocket, it basically consists of a few things. So if I make a rocket like this here, okay, something like that. Now this front one, this is what we call as a payload. Now after this, there is what we call as this as a fuel. After that, there is an oxygen, and after that, this will be here somewhere around here. This will be like a, the power turbine will be here, and this power turbine is basically used to power the fuel and the oxygen pumps. So this is how basically the normal rocket looks like. Now the power generated by the rocket engine is balanced by the thrust in the opposite direction on the rocket itself. That's why the resulting into the pushing the rocket at a certain initial velocity. So we can say the more the power is, the more the power, the more the thrust. So yes, that's pretty much straightforward, and therefore the more will be the initial velocity. So more will be the initial velocity. Moreover, the efficiency of the rocket is expressed in the terms of the specific impulse. So these are the few basic terms. Maybe they can ask you these things. So we can say a specific impulse where the efficiency of the rocket is measured, and just like a car performance, it's simple as that. So the specific impulse actually depends on two things. The quality of the fuel used. So we can say it depends on the quality of fuel which has been used, and the second is the performance of the engine. Performance of the engine. Yes. So the specific impulse is the amount of the thrust derived from each pound of propellant in 1 second of engine operation. So the higher the specific impulse means, the higher the push for the rocket. So these are the few basic things you need to know about the rocket propulsion, because when we talk about the Indian engines like a Vikas engine, the cryogenic engine, so these are the basic terms that you should know, and they often come into the newspaper. So let's start with the Indian satellites in the next lecture. Thanks.